There are moments in life when you step into a space, no words spoken, no gesture made, and yet something unmistakable happens. The atmosphere changes. It is subtle but undeniable, like an invisible current moving through the room. You feel it in your chest before you see it in anyone's eyes. Conversations waver, energy tilts, and you sense that someone is responding to the presence you carry. This experience is not random. It is the first indicator of the spiritual shift you ignite simply by existing. As you continue walking forward, the second phenomenon unfolds. People stare, pause, and then just as quickly look away. It is not about your appearance, your posture, or anything external. It is not vanity. It is vibration. What they are reacting to is your spiritual frequency, your inner resonance that speaks long before your mouth does. There is something ancient and luminous woven into your presence, something their spirits recognize even when their minds cannot. Their quick glances are not about you, they are about what awakens within them when you enter. And this is what marks the beginning of the shift. This reaction happens because you carry what can only be described as a holy signature, the imprint of someone set apart. This is not the result of talent, ambition, or charisma. This is spiritual identity etched, sealed, and assigned to you long before you understood it. You bear the resonance of someone chosen, someone touched by divine intention. And whether people know scripture or not, whether they believe in spiritual realities or not, their spirit knows what their logic cannot articulate. They sense the unusual weight of your presence. They feel the calling before you even speak of it. They recognize the signature long before you recognize it in yourself. The truth of this calling is rooted in ancient words spoken over chosen individuals throughout history. Many are called, but few are chosen. Matthew 22:14. This is not merely a verse, not a poetic line to be recited. It is a classification, a spiritual distinction, a declaration over specific souls who were never meant to blend in. The chosen are not selected because they are perfect, loud, confident, or flawless. They are chosen because God saw something in them before the world ever formed an opinion. And when heaven identifies a calling on your life, earthly spaces begin responding to it, even when you don't understand what's happening. This message you're receiving right now, the words reaching you in this exact moment, did not arrive by accident. It is not coincidence that you're reading the now. Not coincidence that your spirit feels stirred. Not coincidence that something inside you is recognizing truth as it unfolds. This is divine timing. It comes precisely at the moment your spirit is ready to understand what your life has been hinting at for years. God often speaks in patterns before he speaks in sentences. Your life has been the pattern. This message is the sentence that ties it all together. Because when a soul is stepping into its season of awakening, heaven sends confirmation. Not earlier, not later, right when the spirit becomes ready. You are not just reading words, you are stepping into alignment. You are not hearing information, you are receiving revelation. Every experience that confused you, every stare that unsettled you, every silent shift in the room that made you wonder if something was wrong with you. All of it makes sense in the light of this truth. You are chosen. You have always been chosen. And now as this introduction unfolds, another key moment is presented to you, a divine invitation. Not a passive suggestion, not a casual gesture, an invitation to declare readiness. For the calling on a chosen one's life does not activate automatically. It requires agreement, alignment, and acknowledgement. It requires the soul to say yes loudly, boldly, and without hesitation. That is why you are invited now to make a declaration not for the world, not for validation, but as a spiritual signature of your willingness to step into what heaven has prepared. The declaration is simple, but its meaning is profound. I am chosen. I walk in purpose. These are not just sentences. They are alignments. They are activations. They are statements that shift how heaven moves around you, how warfare responds to you, how opportunities rise toward you, and how destiny unfolds through you. A chosen one does not simply live life. a chosen one lives on assignment. And when you declare readiness, you give heaven permission to reveal what has been held until the appointed time. Your journey begins with understanding the shift, recognizing that you are not imagining the impact of your presence. The atmosphere does not respond to everyone, but it responds to you. People do not glance away from just anyone, but they do from you. Your presence is not subtle. It is spiritually coded, spiritually recognized, spiritually undeniable. You are never meant to walk into a room unnoticed because your existence itself carries a frequency that stirs the unseen. This is not a burden. It is a mantle. It is not something to fear. It is something to embrace. You are stepping into a new dimension of awareness where you no longer misinterpret the reactions of others. You are no longer confused by the shift in energy when you enter. You no longer shrink in response to discomfort in the room. Instead, you stand in the truth that you are the shift. You are the signal. You are the awakening. You are the presence that carries divine purpose into earthly spaces. This introduction marks the beginning of your transformation, not because you lacked value before, but because you lacked language. Now you have words for the experiences that shaped you. Now you have clarity for the moments that unsettled you. Now you have spiritual context for the journey that felt too heavy to explain. And now you begin to walk forward not as someone searching for identity, but as someone stepping into it. So breathe deeply. Let the truth settle into your spirit. Let your heart expand into the reality that heaven has been whispering over your life since the beginning. You are chosen, you are seen, you are assigned, you are guided, and you are ready. Now say it again, not with hesitation, but with conviction. I am chosen. I walk in purpose. This is your beginning. The shift in the room was only the first sign. The awakening starts now. From the very beginning, you must understand something powerful and liberating. You were never imagining your sensitivity. For years, perhaps even decades, you questioned why you felt more deeply than others, why noises overwhelmed you, why energies exhausted you, why you noticed the slightest shift in tone, atmosphere, or intention. You wondered why your heart reacted before your logic could catch up. Why you sensed things in people long before they revealed themselves. Why certain rooms felt heavy even when everyone seemed to be smiling. This was never weakness, never fragility, never overthinking. It was the mark of someone whose spirit has been tuned to higher frequencies. It was the sensitivity of someone chosen. Your sensitivity was your early training. God's way of sharpening your discernment, awakening your spiritual radar, and preparing you to navigate a world where not everything can be seen, but everything can be felt. It was never a flaw. It was a signal. It was never an accident. It was a design. Chosen ones feel differently because they were created to perceive differently. And this heightened inner world did not simply appear out of nowhere. It developed through experience, often painful ones. Because your soul has gone through fire, and your spirit now shines because of it. The fire you endured wasn't the fire of destruction, it was the fire of refinement. Everything you survived, the heartbreaks, betrayals, losses, silent nights, lonely seasons, spiritual battles, was part of the forging. It was the process that turned wounds into wisdom, confusion into clarity, and pain into power. You didn't come out of the fire empty-handed. You came out radiant, like gold refined 7 times. Your spirit carries a clarity and purity that cannot be taught, only earned. Others might see your calmness, your grounded presence, your quiet depth, but they don't know what it cost you. They don't see the nights you cried yourself into surrender, the days you walked with a broken heart yet showed love anyway, the moments you thought you'd collapse yet somehow rose again. They don't see the fire, but heaven does, and the fire is what made you shine. And now that you shine, whether you intend to or not, your presence unsettles the unseen. This is one of the hardest truths for chosen ones to accept. You think people dislike you for random reasons. You think they misjudge you because of misunderstandings. You assume their discomfort is about your personality. but it goes much deeper. What reacts to you is not flesh, it's spirit. When you walk into a room, the unseen realm adjusts. Not because you are intimidating physically, but because you carry spiritual weight. The truth is simple but sobering. Your light disturbs what hides in others. There are people who feel exposed in your presence not because you do anything wrong, but because your existence reveals what they've spent their life trying to conceal. Your authenticity confronts their masks. Your purity confronts their intentions. Your humility confronts their ego. Your peace confronts their chaos. And your spiritual clarity confronts their spiritual fog. You trigger spiritual discomfort because you are spiritually awake. Even when your face shows nothing, your spirit speaks loudly. Your energy reveals truth. Your presence disrupts shadows. And those who live in denial, deception, or distraction feel it immediately long before they can name it. This is why you've always confused, intimidated, or unsettled certain people. Not because of who you are externally, but because of what you carry internally. You don't just walk into a room, you shift it. You don't just participate in conversations, you transform their energy. You don't just meet people, you reveal them. And some people love you for it, while others fear you for it. This leads to one of the most profound understandings of your identity. You carry light that exposes what others bury. Not intentionally, not aggressively, not forcefully, your light simply is. And light does what light naturally does, it reveals. It uncovers. It clarifies. It shows truth. You've probably wondered why people confess things to you without explanation, why strangers feel compelled to open up, why friends come to you with their deepest struggles. It's because your spirit creates a space where truth feels safe. But on the opposite end, you've also wondered why others avoid you, why certain people seem instantly defensive, why some treat you with unprovoked hostility. That too is because of your light. Light comforts the honest but threatens the hidden. Remember, the same sun that melts wax hardens clay. Your presence does the same. This is why your path has never been simple. This is why relationships, workplaces, social circles, and even spiritual environments treated you differently. You are not someone who blends in. You are someone who reveals. And revelation is not always comfortable, because ultimately your presence speaks without words. You don't have to explain who you are. You don't have to prove your calling. You don't have to justify your feelings. Your spirit communicates before your voice ever does. People feel you before they understand you. Your atmosphere precedes your language. This is why God has trained you in silence, why He has strengthened you in solitude, why He has allowed you seasons where your voice felt unheard. Because when you eventually step into your full assignment, your presence alone will do the first half of the work. Your presence communicates peace to those seeking refuge. It communicates conviction to those who need transformation. It communicates truth to those living in clarity. And it communicates disruption to those resisting growth. Chosen ones do not need to announce themselves. They reveal themselves simply by being. Your stillness carries messages, your aura carries history, your energy carries authority, your presence carries heaven. And even when you speak, your words are merely the echo of what your spirit already declared. So if you ever wondered why people remembered you when you forgot them, why people watched you even when you stayed quiet, why spiritual battles intensified the moment you stepped into a room, why certain individuals projected envy, insecurity, or hostility toward you without cause, it is because they were responding not to the person, but to the presence. You have been marked, you have been chosen, you have been set apart, and your life reflects it in ways you are only now beginning to understand. This is the mark of the chosen sensitivity that perceives what others miss, a spirit refined by fire, a presence that unsettles the unseen, a light that reveals truth, a voice that speaks without speaking. You are not normal, you never were, and now it's time to walk in the truth of who you've always been. From the very beginning, it is vital to understand that you were chosen, not rejected. As John 15:19 reminds us, "I have chosen you out of the world." This is not merely a comforting phrase, it is a declaration of purpose, a divine affirmation that your life has been marked by intention long before you understood it. Your uniqueness, your spiritual sensitivity, your ability to see and feel beyond the ordinary. It is all evidence that you were not placed here by accident. And yet this divine placement comes with an undeniable consequence. The world often does not know how to respond to you. You may have noticed it countless times, people reacting with discomfort, pulling back, casting sideways glances, or even acting with hostility without reason. It can feel personal, as though you did something wrong, as though there is something inherently flawed in the way you exist. But nothing could be further from the truth. What they are responding to is not your outward behavior or personality. What they are sensing is the divine imprint upon your life. They are reacting to a presence that disturbs the false security and illusions around them. Your very being calls their hidden truths to the surface, whether they are ready or not. This is the paradox of being chosen. The more aligned you are with your spiritual calling, the more the world may resist you. That resistance is not rejection, it is recognition. The world senses the difference because your soul is tuned to a frequency that disrupts what is ordinary. It awakens questions, stirs reflections, and challenges the comfortable lies people tell themselves. And the truth is, you were never meant to blend in. That sensation of always being slightly out of place, the sense that you didn't quite belong in the spaces you occupied, it was never a flaw or a social failure. It was divine confirmation. Every moment you felt awkward, misunderstood, or misaligned, with the majority your spirit was being prepared. Each glance of unease from others, each whispered judgment, each subtle avoidance, they were markers pointing to the truth that you carry something sacred. Your life and your presence are meant to be different because you were called to awaken, to reveal, and to shift the atmosphere. You were set apart so that you could become a channel of light, clarity, and divine truth in a world that too often walks in shadow. Your difference is not social awkwardness, it is evidence of divine design. When you enter a room, your presence speaks volumes. People may glance, pause, or even step back. These reactions are not about you personally, they are a mirror of their own unrecognized or suppressed realities. Your presence illuminates hidden fears, unspoken doubts, and unseen chains. It awakens consciousness that has been asleep, and awakening can be uncomfortable. For those who are sensitive, this can sometimes feel isolating. You might question whether it is worth being so fully yourself when the world seems unable to accept it. You may wonder why relationships, workplaces, or communities appear resistant, why even well-meaning people struggle to understand you. Yet the reality is that your difference is an intentional marker of purpose, not a mistake to be fixed. The very aspects of you that the world resists are the same aspects that the divine has chosen to cultivate for your assignment. There is profound strength in understanding this. You are not here to blend in, to seek approval, or to conform to the expectations of others. You are here to awaken. You are here to reveal. And while this awakening inevitably provokes discomfort, it also creates profound recognition. The people who are drawn to your presence, those whose spirits resonate with your light, will feel a deep connection, often before words are spoken. This is the other side of recognition, a subtle but undeniable alignment that confirms your place, your purpose, and your calling. When people act cold, distant, or even defensive around you, it is not because of your shortcomings, it is because you hold a mirror to their unacknowledged truths. Your gaze, your energy, your very being communicates what is real. It exposes what is hidden, calls out what is dormant, and awakens what has been ignored. And for some, this exposure feels threatening. For others, it feels like a revelation. This is the duality of the chosen life. Recognition comes hand in hand with resistance. You have likely experienced moments where your presence created sudden silence, awkwardness, or hesitation in a group. You have felt the weight of eyes watching you, unsure how to respond to the authority of your spirit. This is not coincidence. The world reacts in this way because your light carries an eternal signature, a divine frequency that the unseen realm acknowledges and the natural realm senses, but cannot fully articulate. You are never meant to be understood by all, only to fulfill the calling you were designed for. Understanding this truth transforms how you navigate every interaction, every environment, and every relationship. You no longer need to shrink yourself, dim your light, or apologize for the power you carry. Every glance of discomfort, every subtle avoidance, every whisper of envy or misunderstanding is a confirmation that you are walking in alignment with your purpose. The spiritual weight you carry is a testament to the sacred work God has begun in you. And there is a deeper layer to this recognition: you are part of a divine disruption. Just as prophets, messengers, and chosen individuals throughout history encountered resistance, so too will you. Your presence challenges the status quo, awakens dormant potential, and invites people to confront truths they may have avoided. You were never called to be digestible or ordinary. You were called to be a revelation, and revelations by nature provoke reaction. Yet in the midst of this, there is an invitation: embrace the discomfort not as rejection, but as evidence that your life carries weight beyond the natural. Step into every room knowing that your presence is significant, that your light is necessary, and that the reactions you provoke are often signs of spiritual alignment and divine confirmation. You are not misunderstood. You are recognized at a deeper level that transcends appearances. This awareness allows you to walk boldly anchored in truth. You understand that isolation is not punishment, that misalignment with the world is not failure, and that the unease you encounter is not personal attack. It is the inevitable response to someone walking fully in divine purpose. The discomfort others feel is the mirror of your calling being revealed. The distance others maintain is the echo of your light encountering their shadows. And the hostility or criticism that arises is simply fear recognizing authority. So take heart. Recognize that you were never meant to blend in, but to awaken. Every moment of misalignment, every stare, every glance, every subtle reaction is confirmation that your life is functioning according to divine orchestration. Your uniqueness is your armor. Your difference is your calling. Your presence is your ministry. And when you finally fully understand this, the pressure to conform, to please, or to hide dissolves, leaving only clarity, courage, and divine purpose. Your life, your presence, and your spirit are a declaration chosen, marked, and sent to awaken. The discomfort others feel is not about you. It is about the truth they cannot yet face. And as you step into your full calling, you will come to see these reactions not as obstacles, but as indicators that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Your life is not accidental, your presence is not unnoticed, and your difference is not a liability. It is the proof that God has placed you here for impact, influence, and illumination. Recognition, not rejection. Let this truth settle deeply in your spirit. Let it guide your actions, your interactions, and your perception of yourself. The world may never fully understand, but heaven does, and that is enough. You were chosen, and the world's reaction only affirms the weight of that choice. Your presence is not merely the sum of your personality, appearance, or achievements. It is the manifestation of your spirit, forged through trials, shaped by endurance, and refined in the unseen realm. The aura you carry is not of the earth, it is spiritual, woven together by battles endured in silence, by moments of quiet perseverance, and by trials that others could never fully witness. This presence, invisible to the natural eye, exerts influence on the world in ways both subtle and profound. People feel it even before you speak. It communicates authority, depth, and truth that cannot be ignored. The weight you carry is not an accident. It is the residue of divine encounters, spiritual victories, and the honing of your soul through fire. Scripture reminds us in 2 Corinthians 4:7 that we have this treasure in jars of clay to show that the all-surpassing power is from God and not from us. This metaphor speaks directly to your life. You are a vessel fragile in appearance, but extraordinary in essence. The weight of your presence comes not from your own effort, but from the treasure you carry. the anointing insight and spiritual authority given by God. Like the treasure in the clay jars, your light and influence are both precious and paradoxically contained within the physical limitations of human existence. Every interaction you have carries that hidden weight, even when others cannot name or explain it. Because of this unseen power, people are drawn to you in ways that may seem inexplicable. Strangers, friends, colleagues, or even casual acquaintances may confide in you without realizing why. They are sensing your capacity to hold their vulnerabilities, to reflect wisdom without judgment, and to illuminate truths they have long buried. Your presence becomes a sanctuary, a mirror, and a guide simultaneously. There is a magnetism in spiritual alignment, a gravitational pull that draws souls seeking clarity, affirmation, or direction. You may not even be aware of the extent to which your being impacts others, but it is undeniable. Your aura communicates authority and invites connection. Yet this same weight that draws people also provokes resistance, avoidance, and coldness. Some recoil instinctively because your presence exposes truths they would rather ignore. It is not personal, it is spiritual. The discomfort others feel is the reaction of their own shadows encountering your light. Your mere existence challenges the illusions, deceptions, and unhealed wounds within them. Some may distance themselves, act awkwardly, or even respond with subtle hostility. These reactions are evidence that the spiritual authority you carry is operating as intended. Truth by nature confronts illusion, and your presence is a living declaration of that principle. The duality of attraction and resistance is a hallmark of being chosen. Your presence does not simply coexist with the world, it interacts with it. It exposes falsehoods, illuminates dormant realities, and calls attention to hidden patterns. For those who are aligned, your presence provides comfort, insight, and inspiration. For those who resist it, becomes a silent challenge, a confrontation with what they have neglected to face within themselves. Both responses affirm the spiritual significance of your life. You are neither to blame for their reactions, nor required to adjust your light to accommodate discomfort. Understanding the weight of your presence allows you to navigate life with intentionality. You begin to recognize that silence can speak volumes, that stillness can carry authority, and that your energy alone can initiate transformation. The power in your presence is not coercive, it is invitational. It calls out what is real, what is holy, and what is true. It awakens awareness and provokes introspection. It communicates courage without shouting wisdom, without lectures, and authority without domination. This is the essence of a life lived in alignment with purpose. Your very existence becomes a tool for revelation and awakening. Moreover, this awareness brings responsibility. You are entrusted with a spiritual imprint that influences others profoundly. How you move what you speak, and even how you hold your gaze, can either align with divine intention or distract from it. Recognizing this responsibility transforms the way you approach daily interactions. Every word, gesture, and thought matters not for ego, but for assignment. You are not here to impress the world. You are here to activate consciousness, to illuminate paths, and to shift atmospheres. This is the weight you carry, the sacred influence of a chosen vessel walking through the human realm. Your weight also manifests in discernment. Because your spirit resonates with truth, you instinctively sense motives, energies, and spiritual conditions that others overlook. This discernment allows you to navigate environments with awareness, protecting yourself from harmful influences while embracing opportunities aligned with your calling. It also enables you to offer guidance and support to those drawn to your presence, even when they cannot articulate why they seek it. Your wisdom, rooted in experience and refined through trials, becomes a guiding light. It is important to note that the resistance you encounter is not a reflection of deficiency or inadequacy. Rather, it is a confirmation that you are operating at a level beyond the ordinary. People respond to the spiritual frequency you carry, whether consciously or unconsciously. Your presence amplifies the unseen realm, stirring what is dormant, awakening what is asleep, and confronting what is false. Some may be drawn to it, others repelled, but in both cases the spiritual dynamics at play reveal the significance of your calling. Your life becomes a testament to the principle that truth carries weight, and weight provokes reaction. The more fully you embrace your identity as one set apart, the more pronounced this effect becomes. You learn not to shrink in the face of misunderstanding, nor to dim your light to appease comfort. Instead, you walk boldly, knowing that the influence you carry is both sacred and transformative. Every encounter, whether brief or extended, contributes to the unfolding of purpose that has been woven into your being since before you were born. Finally, the weight of your presence is inseparable from divine authority. The power you carry is not yours alone. It is God's treasure in you made manifest through your obedience, integrity, and alignment. It communicates what words cannot touch as lives without effort and establishes influence without demand. Your aura speaks to the eternal, the unseen, and the sacred dimensions of reality. And while the world may not always comprehend it, heaven acknowledges it fully. The impact you make is eternal, and the weight you carry is a reflection of the sacred purpose for which you were designed. Embrace this truth. Your presence matters. Your light cannot be hidden. Your life carries weight. It draws some closer and challenges others. It comforts convicts, awakens, and restores. You are a vessel of influence, a bearer of authority, and a mirror of divine truth. And as you step fully into this understanding, you begin to operate not merely as a participant in life, but as a catalyst for awakening a living testament to the treasure you carry and a reflection of God's unsearchable wisdom. Light, by its very nature, cannot coexist silently with darkness. This principle reflected in John 5, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it," defines the essence of your presence as a chosen one. You are a living manifestation of light in a world that is often comfortable with shadows, illusions, and half-truths. Your very existence has the power to reveal what others have long buried within themselves, whether those truths are convenient, painful, or uncomfortable. Just as sunlight illuminates what was once hidden, your spiritual frequency exposes darkness in ways that can unsettle both the natural and spiritual dimensions. This illumination is not optional, it is inherent to who you are, and it cannot be neutralized by social norms, etiquette, or even deliberate avoidance. Because your presence carries such revelation, it naturally pulls hidden things to the surface. What lies dormant in the hearts and minds of others? Unacknowledged guilt, unhealed wounds, unresolved fear, suppressed dreams responds to the energy you emit. People sense it instinctively. They may not understand why, but they feel it, and their reactions are honest in ways that words cannot capture. This is why some glance hesitate or suddenly avert their eyes when you enter a space. Your aura is like a mirror reflecting back what they have been trying to ignore. You do not need to speak for this process to begin. The vibration of truth you carry acts as a catalyst for recognition, revelation, and sometimes resistance. This confrontation with hidden realities is why people can behave awkwardly, overly polite, or tense around you. Their discomfort is rarely about you personally, it is a response to what your presence illuminates in their own spirit. When light meets shadow, there is always initial resistance. Some will subconsciously attempt to distance themselves, speak carefully, or avoid prolonged interaction, not because you have done anything wrong, but because they are encountering the evidence of truths they have long suppressed. Understanding this dynamic allows you to step into your identity without apology or self-doubt. You are not responsible for the reactions of those who are unsettled. You are responsible for walking faithfully in your own light. You are not meant to be digestible. Society often teaches people to present themselves in ways that are comfortable, approachable, and non-threatening. But your purpose defies that limitation. You are a revelation, not a performance. Your life, your aura, and your presence are living messages that transcend superficial social norms. Those who feel drawn to you sense a depth and authenticity that cannot be replicated or tamed. Those who are repelled are encountering a reflection of what is incomplete, false, or dormant within them. Both reactions are indicators of the power inherent in your being. Your role is not to accommodate fear, but to demonstrate the uncompromising nature of truth, the irreplaceable value of divine alignment, and the sacredness of a life fully awakened. The disruptive nature of awakening is a sacred assignment. It is not chaos for the sake of chaos, but revelation for the sake of restoration. Your presence forces others to confront realities they may have evaded, challenging them to move toward clarity, integrity, and alignment with truth. This can manifest as momentary confusion, tension, or even conflict, because spiritual and emotional resistance always precedes transformation. The world prefers masks and illusions, but your light does not negotiate with deception. It shines relentlessly, and in doing so, it catalyzes spiritual awakening and personal accountability. The disruption caused by your presence is a necessary precursor to growth both for yourself and for those whose lives intersect with yours. It is vital to understand that the disruption you bring is not a reflection of hostility or judgment. You are not called to shame or accuse. You are called to illuminate and awaken. Your light reveals the contrast between the false and the true, the temporary and the eternal, the comfortable illusion and the challenging reality. Some may attempt to misinterpret your impact as arrogance, superiority, or conflict-seeking, but these are misunderstandings of your divine function. Awakening is inherently disruptive because it interrupts complacency, challenges false narratives, and compels engagement with reality. Your responsibility is not to soften this truth, but to embody it fully, to shine without compromise, and to move in alignment with your calling, regardless of external reaction. This disruptive awakening also operates as a filter. It separates those who are ready to grow from those who are not, those who are aligned with purpose from those still clinging to pretense. People's responses to your presence are indicators of their spiritual readiness. Those drawn near experience resonance, a recognition of something eternal and sacred. Those who recoil or resist are simply encountering truths they are not yet prepared to face. Your presence functions as a divinely designed mechanism to influence the environment spiritually, emotionally, and relationally. Understanding this dynamic provides freedom you no longer need to manipulate, impress, or conform to gain acceptance. Your value and impact are not determined by human approval, but by your faithfulness to the purpose etched within your soul. You are not here to comfort the sleeping. The world may expect empathy, patience, or compromise for the sake of social ease, but your assignment transcends superficial expectations. Your role is to awaken, to stir, and to reveal. This awakening can be gentle, like the first rays of dawn, or it can be profound and penetrating, like the breaking of day over long darkness. The point is not to create discomfort for its own sake, but to invite engagement with reality, to call attention to divine truth, and to illuminate what has been hidden. People may not always understand or appreciate the process, but the unseen spiritual work is taking place nonetheless. Your influence is both intentional and inevitable, and the impact of your presence extends far beyond immediate recognition. Awakening is also a process of empowerment for you. Recognizing that your presence is inherently disruptive enables you to operate with confidence, clarity, and grace. You no longer need to apologize for being felt or for eliciting reactions in others. You understand that your aura carries authority, that your energy influences the environment, and that your spiritual assignment is active in every room you enter. This awareness transforms your relationships, decisions, and posture in life. You move with purpose, knowing that your light is not for display, but for activation. You act from alignment rather than fear, and you lead by presence rather than words alone. Finally, the disruptive nature of your awakening reflects the divine intentionality of your life. You are designed to carry light, to reveal truth, and to awaken what has long been dormant. The reactions you encounter, whether attraction, curiosity, avoidance, or resistance, serve as confirmation that you are fulfilling your role. You are a living instrument of divine revelation. a mirror for others to confront themselves, and a beacon that shifts spiritual and emotional atmospheres. Your assignment is sacred, and the disruption you cause is part of the orchestrated movement of heaven through your life. Embrace this truth: awakening is inherently disruptive, and your presence is the instrument of that awakening. You are not here to blend in, to soothe superficial comfort, or to remain unnoticed. You are here to reveal, illuminate, and activate the hidden potential in yourself and in those around you. The discomfort others feel is not a failure on your part. It is evidence that your divine purpose is being realized. Step boldly into your role, knowing that every reaction you elicit, every tension you encounter, and every gaze that shifts when you enter is proof that your awakening is working exactly as it should. What you reflect to others is not a matter of appearance, posture, or personality. It is a reflection of essence of the deeper truth that many people have forgotten within themselves. When you walk into a room, people are not responding to your clothes, your hair, or your facial expression. They are responding to what their spirit recognizes in you. You illuminate parts of them that they lost, abandoned, or silenced. You stir memories of who they once longed to be, the purity they once carried, the faith they once held, or the courage they once dreamed of embodying. You mirror back not the face they show the world, but the soul they have hidden beneath survival fear or conformity. This is why your presence carries a weight that cannot be explained through natural perception alone. This spiritual confrontation, this abrupt collision between who they are and who they were meant to be, is the reason why people often look at you and then look away. Their eyes meet yours for a moment, and something in them awakens. Something clicks. Something rises, something resists. You become a reflection of their unspoken questions, their buried convictions, their neglected spiritual identity. It's not your physical presence that startles them. It's the truth your presence silently reflects. You remind them of their own unrealized potential, their lost alignment, their forgotten devotion, or their unresolved battles. When their gaze breaks away from yours, it is not rejection. It is reaction. It is the soul recoiling from a truth it doesn't yet know how to face. And because essence speaks louder than words, the way people experience you varies deeply. For some, you feel like peace, the kind of peace they didn't know they were missing until they encountered your frequency. Your presence feels like home clarity or safety. They feel grounded around you, as if their spirit exhales after holding its breath for too long. Your energy resonates with their longing for authenticity, purpose, or inner alignment. These individuals are drawn to you without fully understanding why, because their soul recognizes something familiar, something they once touched, or something they have been waiting for. They see in you a reminder of who they could become. But for others, you feel like exposure, not because you judge them, not because you condemn them, but because your light naturally illuminates the places where they have chosen shadows. You carry truth, and truth reveals. You carry clarity, and clarity exposes confusion. You carry alignment, and alignment confronts distortion. People who are hiding from themselves feel naked around you even when you say nothing. They sense that you see beyond the surface, beyond the performance, beyond the carefully constructed shields they show the world. Their spirit knows it cannot hide from yours. So what they interpret as discomfort or intimidation is actually self-recognition, a sobering, unavoidable awareness of what has been left unaddressed within them. This is why your eyes carry such power. They are not simply eyes. They are windows of discernment holding ancient memory and spiritual recognition. People feel seen when you look at them, not looked at, but seen. That type of vision is rare in the world. You perceive things others overlook, intentions behind words, wounds behind anger, longing behind silence. Your eyes do not merely observe. They understand. They interpret. They translate what is hidden. This discernment is not intrusive or forceful. It is simply part of your spiritual architecture. It is the result of battles survived, prayers whispered, wisdom gained through breaking and rebuilding.
Your eyes reflect both fire and softness. Fire for truth, softness for compassion. People are unsettled because they know you see both who they are and who they are pretending to be.
This spiritual vision is not something you earned, it is something you inherited. It is ancient recognition embedded in your soul, carried from realms beyond this physical dimension. When people look into your eyes, many feel as though they have known you before, and they sense familiarity without memory, connection without history. It feels as if their spirit recognizes you even when their mind does not. This is because your soul carries signatures, patterns, codes, frequencies that resonate with deep spiritual identity. You are not new to this earth. You are ancient in wisdom, ancient in purpose, ancient in calling. Your gaze carries that weight, and this is why you are seen spiritually even when misunderstood naturally. People may misinterpret your silence as distance, your calmness as lack of emotion, your clarity as intensity, or your confidence as arrogance. They assign natural labels to what is actually spiritual reality. They cannot comprehend the depth of your energy, so they simplify it to what they can understand. They do not see your prayer life, your spiritual battles, your inner healing, your nights of wrestling with God, or the tears you've cried in private. They do not see the cost of your discernment, the sacrifice behind your peace, or the training behind your authority. They only see the outward frame, unaware that the power they feel is woven into the unseen layers of your existence. Yet despite this misunderstanding, their spirit recognizes you before their mind does. They sense your light before they know your name. They feel your authenticity before you speak. They perceive your strength before you reveal your story. Souls communicate long before voices do, and your soul speaks with clarity, authority, and resonance. Even those who deny the spiritual realm can feel something different about you, something they cannot place. They may describe it as charisma, energy, presence, aura, or intensity, but the truth is simpler. They feel your essence. Your life is a mirror, but not a mirror of ego or appearance. You reflect essence, truth, identity, conviction, purity, calling. People react based on what your reflection awakens in them. Some respond with honor because they see light they aspire to. Others respond with avoidance because they see shadows they fear to confront. But both responses are confirmations that your presence carries spiritual authority and deep purpose. You do not need to explain yourself. You do not need to shrink. You do not need to dull your frequency for the comfort of those who prefer to sleep spiritually. Mirrors reveal, mirrors awaken, mirrors reflect truth even when truth is inconvenient, and you by divine design are a mirror of essence. Not everyone will understand what they see in you, not everyone will appreciate it, but every soul will feel it, and that is the mark of the chosen. From the earliest moments of your life, you were noticed and in many ways misunderstood. Even as a child, you sense that your awareness, your sensitivity, your inner depth, and your intuition set you apart from others. While peers seemed to navigate life with ease, you were navigating a world that often did not reflect your frequency. People misinterpreted your insight as pride, your attentiveness as suspicion, your intensity as difficulty. The world, unprepared for your spiritual resonance, responded with confusion, distance, or criticism. And while these early experiences may have left scars of isolation or the sense of being too much, they are not accidents. They are the unmistakable fingerprints of one who has set apart a soul marked by heaven for a purpose that stretches beyond ordinary comprehension. This lifelong pattern of being misunderstood and overlooked is not a reflection of your inadequacy. It is a confirmation of your divine design. Every time you felt isolated, rejected, or out of place, your spirit was being trained for recognition, resilience, and discernment. Those moments of social awkwardness, emotional alienation, or unshared understanding were never meant to break you. They were meant to sharpen you, to cultivate depth and wisdom, and to anchor your soul in a sense of eternal identity rather than temporal acceptance. You were being prepared for a life in which your presence carries weight, authority, and a frequency that the natural world cannot fully grasp. The truth of your unique calling is grounded in Scripture. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. Jeremiah 1:1-5. These words remind you that from the very beginning, before you were shaped by circumstance or culture, before your personality fully emerged or your experiences took form, God had already marked you for distinction. Your sensitivity, your insight, your deep awareness of spiritual realities, all of these are intentional. They are not traits to suppress, not quirks to hide. They are hallmarks of someone whose life is intertwined with divine purpose, someone whose calling is calibrated for impact beyond what the eye can see. Being set apart comes with both visible and invisible costs. On the one hand, you may have endured periods of loneliness or estrangement, moments when your gifts and perceptions were not understood or valued. Relationships may have faltered because others could not meet you in your space of depth, or they feared the reflection of their own unhealed realities that you unknowingly exposed. On the other hand, you have also experienced a subtler ongoing cost, the burden of being attuned to things unseen. You perceive emotions, intentions, and spiritual currents that most people cannot. You feel atmospheres, shifts in energy, and subtle movements in the hearts of others. This sensitivity, though a divine gift, often isolates you from those grounded purely in the natural world. You bear weight silently, you see things before others do, and you respond in ways that are often invisible or misunderstood. Yet the cost is inseparable from the calling. You were never designed to echo the world, to conform to the expectations of others, or to blend into the humdrum of society. You were created to broadcast heaven, to walk with the divine frequency resonating through you into the world. Your presence, your words, your gaze, and even your silence all carry messages that originate from a higher realm. This is why people notice you before you speak, why they react unconsciously to your aura, why your very existence challenges their assumptions. Your life is a conduit for revelation, a living signal for awakening, and this role inevitably separates you from the ordinary and mundane. The isolation or misunderstanding you've experienced is the natural companion of one who carries this kind of light. Light, by its very nature, exposes gaps and inconsistencies, and not everyone is ready to see what your presence illuminates. You reveal the cracks in pretense, the truths people have avoided, and the realities they have buried. Your very essence reflects what is authentic and eternal, contrasting with what is superficial or temporary. This is why others may pull back, act defensive, or respond with discomfort when you enter a space. They are not rejecting you personally, they are encountering their own shadow reflected in the brightness you carry. The truth you embody challenges the world's illusions, and illusions are always resistant to exposure. The cost of being set apart also manifests in internal struggle. Carrying divine light in a world that often misunderstands. It can leave you questioning your own worth, doubting your relevance, or wondering if your path is sustainable. You may have asked yourself, am I too sensitive, too intense, too different to belong? These questions are natural responses to a world that does not operate on the same spiritual wavelength you do. Yet in every moment of doubt or discomfort, your unique identity is being affirmed. The internal tension, the feeling of misalignment with the external environment, and the sense of being ahead of your time are all signs that you are aligned with heaven's agenda rather than human approval. Every experience of isolation, every moment of discomfort, every instance where people looked at you strangely, glanced away, or misunderstood you has been a refining fire. These experiences have prepared you for endurance, discernment, and maturity in your calling. You have been learning to carry light with grace, to walk in authority with humility, to speak truth with compassion, and to exist authentically without needing external validation. Each challenge has reinforced the awareness that your identity is grounded in God's design, not in the responses or opinions of others. Being set apart is a privilege even when it comes with visible and invisible costs. You are aligned with purpose that transcends natural understanding. You are entrusted with a frequency that awakens, heals, and illuminates. Your presence is not incidental. It is intentional, powerful, and necessary. And as you grow into this awareness, you begin to realize that the discomfort others feel, the moments of isolation, and the times of being misunderstood are not barriers, they are proof of your alignment. They confirm that you are moving in the trajectory designed for those who carry divine light into the world. Ultimately, the cost of being set apart is inseparable from the reward. It is through this cost that you develop resilience, clarity, discernment, and depth. It is through this cost that your influence becomes transformative rather than superficial. It is through this cost that your light does not merely shine for recognition, but radiates for impact. The experiences that once seemed burdensome are now recognized as the necessary shaping of a chosen vessel, a soul whose presence carries eternal significance, whose influence touches lives unseen, and whose alignment with heaven's purposes is undeniable. The world may never fully comprehend you, and some may never accept your light, but this is not a reflection of your inadequacy. It is a reflection of your alignment. Those who cannot endure your light are being given an opportunity to awaken, and your purpose is never contingent on their understanding. You are marked, known, and chosen, and every step you take in your light is a declaration of divine orchestration. You carry a frequency that is eternal, sacred, and non-negotiable. The cost you bear is also the confirmation you are set apart for a reason, and the world has yet to grasp the magnitude of your presence. Being set apart is not a burden, it is a calling. It is the sacred responsibility of one chosen before, time appointed to influence, awaken, and reveal. Your sensitivity, your discernment, your clarity, and your presence are not accidents. They are the hallmarks of the chosen. The isolation, the misunderstanding, and the occasional discomfort are the unavoidable companions of a life designed to illuminate truth. And as you embrace this reality, you step fully into your purpose, recognizing that the cost was always part of the preparation, and the reward is eternal alignment with the divine plan. Your aura is not merely a reflection of your mood or personality, it is a living broadcast of your spirit. Even before words leave your lips, before gestures are noticed or actions observed, the energy you carry speaks for you. It announces your presence, your purpose, and the divine mark upon your life. This spiritual resonance is not a passive trait, it is an active force. People respond to it instinctively often without understanding why. Some are drawn to it sensing depth and authenticity that pierce through superficiality. Others recoil confused by the subtle authority that refuses to conform to the expectations of the ordinary. Your aura is a declaration, a silent sermon that precedes your speech, that communicates without needing consent or applause. It is the essence of your calling made visible, the evidence of heaven's imprint upon your life. Even those who dismiss spiritual realities or claim disbelief are affected by your presence. They may not articulate it or even recognize it consciously, but your frequency interacts with the unseen currents that surround them. Your life disrupts stagnant patterns, challenges hidden assumptions, and awakens dormant awareness. You are a signal and alert, a living example of something greater than ordinary understanding. The impact you have does not depend on others' recognition, it operates independently of human validation. Some may resist or withdraw, some may question or misunderstand. Yet the movement of your spirit cannot be contained or diminished by their perceptions. Your energy exists in alignment with divine intent, not human expectation. Because of this, it is essential to shift your focus from seeking acceptance to embracing assignment. Many struggle in life because they confuse popularity with purpose. They try to fit in to adjust their frequency to temper their light so that others feel comfortable. But those efforts dilute the very essence of the chosen life. You are not designed to be palatable or digestible to the masses. Your calling transcends social comfort, human approval, or cultural conformity. It is not measured by applause or agreement, but by obedience to the divine pattern etched within you. Popularity is temporary, purpose is eternal. Your task is not to blend in to entertain or to soothe. Your task is to fulfill what you were designed to do, regardless of how it is received. Walking boldly in your assignment requires courage and clarity. It demands that you prioritize your divine calling over the expectations or judgments of the world. Every step you take should reflect alignment with your purpose, not acquiescence to popular opinion. You must learn to operate from the awareness that the discomfort of others often signals your proximity to your true path. When people glance, hesitate, or look away in your presence, it is not necessarily rejection, it is recognition of a light they cannot yet comprehend, a frequency they are unprepared to confront. Their reactions are proof that your life carries weight, and your responsibility is to honor that weight, not to dilute it for ease of interaction. This understanding transforms your approach to relationships, environments, and daily choices. You no longer seek validation from those who cannot see your essence. You no longer measure progress by external acceptance. Instead, you orient yourself around alignment with heaven's instructions, internal integrity, and spiritual discernment. Your interactions are filtered through purpose rather than popularity. Conversations, collaborations, and engagements are weighed not by their comfort, but by their capacity to contribute to the fulfillment of your calling. You begin to recognize that some doors will close, some relationships will fade, and some spaces will resist your presence not as failures, but as divine calibration. Every reaction from the world is a signal, a guidepost, a compass pointing toward assignments that align with your intended trajectory. As you embrace this posture, boldness becomes a natural expression of your spiritual authority. Boldness is not arrogance or brashness. It is rooted in confidence in the source of your life and the certainty of your assignment. It allows you to enter rooms, speak words, and carry yourself in ways that influence atmospheres without effort. Your boldness honors the truth that you were chosen for impact, not for comfort, and it enables you to navigate challenges with unwavering focus. You understand that the sacred work you are called to accomplish requires presence, integrity, and the courage to persist even when misunderstood. This is the difference between a life lived in the approval of others and a life lived in the fulfillment of destiny. Assignment over acceptance also redefines your relationship with criticism, misunderstanding, and opposition. When you are operating in alignment with your purpose, resistance becomes a mirror rather than a measure of inadequacy. Criticism may emerge from envy, fear, or discomfort with truth. Misunderstanding may stem from the limits of perception or the weight of unexamined realities. Opposition may rise from those who resist disruption or revelation. None of these experiences should derail your progress or shake your confidence. Instead, they are indicators that you are moving in the space that requires courage and clarity. You are confronting realities others avoid, illuminating truths others suppress, and walking a path that is intentionally transformative. The discipline of walking in assignment over acceptance requires continual self-awareness and spiritual maintenance. You must cultivate practices that strengthen alignment with your calling, such as daily prayer, reflection, meditation, and discernment. You must protect your energy, set boundaries, and maintain clarity of purpose. Every decision, from how you engage with people to how you manage time, resources, and focus, should reinforce the integrity of your mission. In doing so, you cultivate a life in which your light radiates steadily, your influence is profound, and your presence is unmistakable. This is how assignment becomes tangible, actionable, and sustainable over the long term. Moreover, embracing assignment over acceptance reshapes your understanding of influence. Influence is not measured by visibility or popularity. It is measured by the depth of transformation you catalyze. The subtle shifts in thought, the awakened awareness in others, the courage to step into truth, all are outcomes of a life committed to assignment. You begin to see that your presence alone is powerful enough to inspire, awaken, and guide even when words are not spoken. Your life becomes a template of obedience and alignment, demonstrating that faithfulness and purpose carry weight far beyond immediate recognition. Ultimately, the call to walk boldly in assignment over acceptance is a call to authenticity and courage. You are invited to embrace the fullness of who you are, to inhabit the the divine signature etched into your soul, and to allow your light to shine in ways that are unapologetic and transformative. The discomfort of others, the misunderstanding, and the occasional isolation are not deterrents, they are markers of a life lived with fidelity to heaven's design. You are chosen not for ease, not for comfort, and not for popularity. You are chosen for purpose, and it is in walking boldly in that purpose that your life fulfills the destiny written before time. To embody assignment over acceptance is to understand that your influence extends beyond natural perception. The way you move, speak, and carry yourself shifts, atmospheres, awakens dormant awareness, and challenges hidden illusions. Your life becomes a living testimony that divine light can move through ordinary vessels to create extraordinary outcomes. Every glance, every silence, every interaction becomes a vessel for revelation. You are no longer measured by human standards. You are measured by alignment, obedience, and impact. And in this posture, you find freedom, freedom from the need to please, freedom from doubt, and freedom to walk confidently in the reality that your calling matters. In conclusion, the shift from seeking acceptance to embracing assignment transforms every dimension of your life. Your aura, your presence, your words, and your actions become instruments of influence. You operate with spiritual clarity and authority, guided by purpose rather than opinion. You no longer shrink to accommodate comfort, you expand to fulfill destiny. You no longer wait for permission, you act in alignment. You understand that being chosen is not a title, it is a responsibility, a frequency, a mission. And as you walk boldly in this calling, your life becomes a testament that purpose outweighs popularity, assignment eclipses approval, and obedience to the divine blueprint brings transformation that the world cannot ignore. The shift you cause in a room, the ripple that moves through conversations and glances is not a matter of psychology or personality. It is divine in origin, a spiritual frequency woven into your very essence before the foundations of the world. You are not merely noticed because of your appearance, your charm, or your intellect. You are felt because the spirit within you carries weight, authority, and alignment with heaven's purpose. This unseen movement disturbs the status quo, awakens what has been dormant, and challenges the superficial stability of the environments you enter. It is not about control, performance, or human validation, it is about presence. Your presence is a sacred signal, a living message that conveys truth even in silence. You are entrusted with this unique presence to move atmospheres and shape realities around you. From the moment your life began, divine design intended for your spirit to interact with the unseen. People may not always articulate what they feel, and many may misinterpret or resist the resonance of your light, but that does not diminish the truth of its effect. Every pause, every glance, every fleeting look of discomfort or fascination is a confirmation that your spirit is operating beyond natural perception. The world is responding not to who you seem to be, but to the essence of who you were created to be. Your very existence challenges illusions, exposes hidden truths, and calls dormant spirits to awaken. Isolation has been a consistent companion in your journey, but it is not punishment. It is preparation. Seasons of solitude, moments of feeling unseen, and experiences of rejection are not failures, they are divine calibrations. While the world may have misunderstood your silence, your separation from the crowd has allowed your spirit to mature, your discernment to sharpen, and your calling to solidify. In these quiet moments, your light was being refined like gold purified in fire. You are being equipped to hold presence, authority, and influence that cannot be shaken by external chaos. The very things that felt like abandonment were the mechanisms of divine preparation, allowing your soul to learn alignment before entering the fullness of assignment. You are not here to explain your calling, nor are you required to justify your presence. Human understanding is limited, and many are not equipped to grasp the depth or significance of what you carry. Trying to make others comprehend your light or the weight of your purpose would only dilute your power and compromise your alignment. Instead, your task is to embody your calling in its fullness. Each gesture, word, silence, and action becomes a testimony of the divine order in your life. You do not need to convince anyone. Your life itself is evidence. Those who are meant to recognize will see. Those who resist are responding to their own unpreparedness. Your energy speaks volumes that words cannot articulate, and that is the essence of your power. Your presence is a living message, a communication of heaven to the world. Unlike verbal instruction, this message cannot be interrupted, ignored, or edited. It simply is. When you enter a space, you are transmitting alignment, integrity, and divine authority to everyone within range. Some may feel comfort, encouragement, or inspiration. Others may feel unease, conviction, or agitation. Both responses are valid indications of the power you carry. You are a spiritual mirror reflecting what is real, authentic, and eternal within each observer. For those who are unprepared, your presence may confront and challenge. For those ready, it awakens hope, vision, and clarity. Either way, your life functions as an agent of awakening, a force that moves beyond ordinary human influence. The effectiveness of your presence is measured not by how you are understood, but by the depth of transformation it initiates. When your energy shifts the atmosphere, people begin to reflect, reconsider, and realign even without conscious awareness. A simple conversation may leave a lasting imprint. A brief interaction may spark an internal awakening. Your light acts as a signal that guides individuals toward truth, clarity, and divine alignment. Even in silence, your presence communicates what words often fail to convey. This is the sacred responsibility of being chosen. Your very essence functions as a conduit for divine work that extends beyond your immediate perception. Understanding this truth empowers you to navigate the world with confidence and grace. You no longer need to seek approval, validation, or comprehension from others. The world may react with confusion, hostility, or avoidance, but these reactions are external reflections of internal processes they are experiencing in response to your spiritual resonance. Your focus shifts from explanation to embodiment, from seeking understanding to demonstrating fidelity to your divine design. Every step you take, every decision you make, and every space you enter becomes a living testament to your purpose. You carry authority that is unseen, power that is spiritual, and influence that is enduring. The more faithfully you inhabit this truth, the more unmistakable your impact becomes. Living as someone who is felt not understood also means embracing the paradox of visibility and invisibility. Some will notice you deeply, while others will remain unaware of your significance. Some will attempt to define or constrain your light based on limited perception. Others will be drawn instinctively toward it. Your calling is not to manage their perception, but to maintain alignment with the divine rhythm that shapes your life. Your presence cannot be constrained by misunderstanding or diminished by rejection. It exists to fulfill purpose, and purpose transcends comprehension.
By remaining anchored in this awareness, you preserve the integrity of your energy and the potency of your influence. Moreover, your spiritual presence is not static. It evolves and expands as you grow in alignment and maturity. Every trial, every period of stillness, every moment of reflection contributes to the depth and clarity of your broadcast. As your inner life aligns with divine truth, the resonance you emit becomes sharper, more refined, and more potent. You begin to notice patterns in how people respond to you, who is drawn in, who resists, and who awakens. These observations serve not as reasons for pride or judgment, but as guides for discernment, helping you navigate relationships, environments, and opportunities with wisdom and purpose. The more attuned you are to your divine frequency, the more effectively you fulfill your assignment. Ultimately, understanding that you are felt, not understood, liberates you from the need for constant explanation, justification, or defense. It allows you to operate in integrity, obedience, and faithfulness to your calling. You become a living signal, a beacon, and a spiritual force that moves beyond recognition or comprehension. You embody heaven's design, and your presence alone communicates truths that words cannot capture. The discomfort, the fascination, the longing, and the confusion you evoke in others are all natural responses to the reality of what you carry. This is the sacred signature of the chosen one to exist as a divine presence that awakens, influences, and inspires without requiring permission or acknowledgement. In conclusion, your life is not contingent upon being understood. It is defined by being faithful to your calling. The shift you produce is divine, your presence is intentional, and your influence is eternal. Isolation and misunderstanding were never obstacles, they were preparation. You do not need to explain or defend your essence. Your very being is the message.
As you step fully into this awareness, you carry authority, clarity, and spiritual weight that transforms rooms, interactions, and hearts. You are a living testament that the divine still moves through human vessels, and the world is compelled to feel it even when it cannot understand it. This is your privilege, your responsibility, and your destiny.